opinion on kind of this era of catch weights and like Canelo asking Golovkin to come down to 155?
I don't know, man. You know, being a purist, you should fight at your weight. Being a purist, you should. If you won middleweight, you're middleweight. So I mean, if he wants to weigh 155, that's fine. But you can't stop the Golovkin from weighing 160. Because that's the middleweight limit. And I think it doesn't say anything about the fighters. It says more about the ones who are in charge of the game to allow it. Nobody is coming out and saying, no. You can weigh 155 if you want to, but Golovkin is going to weigh 160. I mean, so you don't look at the fighters. Look at the ones who calling the shots, see? They should be asked that question.
Is that any different than when Mayweather asked for a catch weight for Juan Manuel Marquez? I know it benefited Marquez because it was at a lower weight, but Mayweather when he asked for it against Marquez Mayweather.
He asked Marquez what?
For I think it was 144.
He came up in weight, right?
Yeah.
Marquez came up in weight?
Yeah, he came
so
up.
he said he gave Marquez a weight limit of 144?
Yeah, to come up. I mean, this is between coming down and coming up. Is that any difference?
Well, I always say if you can eat, man, you're going to feel better. Shit. I mean, you think about it, right? Yeah, you coming up in weight is, I mean, man, he don't have to starve. He don't have to make weight. So I don't think he complained about it, did he? Yeah, it's a difference, sure. I think it's a big difference. Yeah.
Legacy. Do you think that affects his legacy so far at this point in a negative form?
That's up to the powers that be, and it's also up to the people. Again, if it's allowed, you can't say it affects his legacy. It only affects your legacy if it's not allowed, and some kind of way you get along with it. But that's really not his decision, right? That's somebody allowing him to make that decision. So again, that's the fans' decision. That's the decision like you guys and everybody else, whether or not it affects his legacy. Now, if you want to put him in the class of great middleweights, you couldn't. You couldn't justifiably put him in that class unless he allows everybody he fights to weigh 160. That's what Ray Robinson did, right? He fought middleweight, weighed 153, 154, but everybody else was allowed to be a middleweight. So it's like you got a kid, right? And he's incorrigible at school. So it's one thing to say, well, he's bad and he's out of control and everything, but who's letting him do it? Whose responsibility is it?
So you lay that upon his promotion. Who do we actually lay that blame on?
Look, I'm laying the blame. I'm not singling out nobody because you don't have to, And that's no problem. I'm not singling out anybody. Whoever's got to say so, whoever that might be.